Well, good morning from a very wet and chaotic and quite hot Hong Kong, and welcome to another interview video. It's been about a year since I've made one of these. A few people have asked for them, and I figured since I'm here, I'm out shooting with Jared, more about Jared in a minute, I figured let's do an interview. Now this one's a bit different because normally my interviews are with photographers that you would probably know because they have big audiences. They might have YouTube channels, but with Jared, it's not the case. He's just a regular guy, works in Hong Kong and does photography as a hobby. And since most of you are in Jared's position, I figured it would be good to interview someone who is just like the majority of the viewers, a regular guy shooting for fun in a city.
Yeah, so I'm Jared. I'm a hobby photographer based in Hong Kong. I'm originally from Sydney in Australia. I've been in Hong Kong for about 8 years now. I spend most of my time just wandering the streets of Hong Kong, shooting the various characters. I'm definitely more a subject-based photographer rather than a composition-based photographer. So I definitely look out for some of the more interesting characters in Hong Kong. I prefer to shoot more long-term projects, so I keep returning back to places. I'd probably describe my photography as fauvism with a side of hard bop, which is like art and jazz terms. But I describe it as high energy with strong bursts of color. I enjoy using flash to really bring out the colors and to give it some energy. I sort of embrace the chaos that comes with not knowing what I shoot. Yeah, I really enjoy motion blur. And I definitely prefer shooting in urban environments. I definitely prefer shooting in Hong Kong.
Loud smoke. Loud smoke. I missed it. Howdy.
One of my mates, Ashley, he had a little exhibition at JCCAC over in Shek Kip Mei, and Tinsuk was one of his subjects, and he just framed him in this cave here, which is a really, really cool backdrop. Every now and then, and just chat with, well, I don't really chat with him because I don't speak much Cantonese, but I come back and sometimes we'll have tea, and I'll bring him some prints that I make of him, usually of him smoking, but it's what he likes. Yeah, so that's Tinsuk, one of the guys I keep coming back to see. Okay, so I definitely prefer shooting events. Hong Kong has lots of festivals. So there's, obviously the Chinese New Year, Tin Hao Festival, there's Mid-Autumn Festival, there's Dragon Boat Festival coming up in 2 days. I definitely prefer shooting those. So there's lots of lion dances, lots of dragon dances, high energy, high intensity, lots of vibrant colors. And I think that translates into what I would normally shoot every day as well. So I enjoy the bright colors. There's lots of greens, lots of reds in Hong Kong that I like to use. I like looking for interesting characters. So I look for someone who's maybe doing something out of the ordinary. If I can get them in a nice composition, that's a plus. Usually I look for someone who's maybe got some experience. I can tell that they've seen a lot of things. Yeah. But of course, I do tend to come back to the same people. We might see some later on. Just to document their life, get their story. Sometimes I take a photo, not because I think it'll be good, but just to get to know the person. So they become familiar with the idea that I'm taking photos in their space. Yeah, so I can then return back later and it's sort of more normalized. Yeah, and I can document it a bit easier. I feel more comfortable, I can take photos more freely. Okay, first of all, I learned to shoot on film. I did a photography class in high school where we had a dark room. We learned how to develop our own film, and it was all part of the curriculum. So once I finished that course, I got given a digital camera by my grandfather, and I started using it. It was an old K100D, Pentax K100D, and I just didn't find it fun. It didn't have the same thrill. It wasn't as tactile. I felt like I didn't really do as much. So I kind of put the camera down for about 10 years until I moved back to Hong Kong. Well, not back to Hong Kong, I moved to Hong Kong. And then I picked up this. And I've been shooting on film ever since. Part of that reason is because I just find it fun. I enjoy darkroom printing. So there's a darkroom I go to in new territories where I go and print out all the prints that I do of the portraits, and I take it back to the people. Sometimes I print for myself, just fun. Yeah, those are the main reasons, but also I enjoy the problem-solving aspect. So with film, there's lots of restrictions. So like, say for example, low light. I used to shoot a lot at night because I have my day job, then I'd go out shoot at night, and I'd have to either really slow down the shutter or find some artificial light source because neons are really popular in Hong Kong, so I'd shoot them a lot, but I got sick of that. So I needed to find another way around that. So I started to play with motion blur, which I was forced to do, or I started using flash. Okay, most important bit of gear is shoes. I'm doing about 30k steps a day. Sometimes I hit 40. So on cloud 6s, really good. Camera, I've got the Leica M6, which is really the only body I need. I've got the Voigtlander 28mm Ultron V1, which is really a nice lens, especially for the price point. But sometimes I do go down or up to a 35mm Summicron V4, which I enjoy using more, not so much in Hong Kong, but maybe more in slower areas. I would shoot it more in Sydney, I would shoot it more in Kyoto, which is really slow paced. I can stand back a little bit. Film stock, I shoot Lomo film stocks, so Lomography 400 and 800. I find that those are more brighter and really lends more to what I want to do with the color. So if I use flash, the colors really pop. Or if I'm just shooting normally, the colors still pop. What else is there? Oh yeah, the flash. So the flash cable is a Nikon I always forget, SC17, and Sunpack 25SR. I got like 5 of these, which I use. I like a bigger flash, but really any large flash works. You don't need this one, it just fits my hand well. So like, yeah, the whole setup is really just to, except when I'm using the plastic bag, it's really just ergonomic. I hold this in one hand, wrap that around my neck. This is super easy to hold. Yeah, rangefinder, just take a photo like that. Oh, that's it. I do it all. Shut up for me. See how quickly can I do this? Yeah, well, Gucci. Done. I think it's a bit of both. So I definitely get a lot of enjoyment out of it. I think it gets me out of the house, which is really important. I made some of my best friends just through photography. So just meeting up, going out for a walk, talking about photography because I love to talk about it. So it is definitely a very big passion. But in terms of greater vision, I think that I definitely want to document my time in Hong Kong because my cultural background is sort of a mix. My mum is originally from Hong Kong. I grew up in Australia, then I decided to move back here. So for me, it's both familiar and not familiar. I understand parts of the culture, but I never really immersed myself in it prior to moving here. So really what I want to do, my long-term vision with my photography, at least in Hong Kong, is to document what I learn and definitely the different people I meet here. Well, I'd never say never, because I've gotten some other ideas on how to perhaps monetize things. But for me, I've always tried to keep a separation between work and life. Even with my day job, I really don't like working from home, for example. I'd always try to work in an office or outside. But I also do feel as if I were to get into maybe something more serious with photography, say content creation or freelance work, I would perhaps lose sight of the vision. I think it might interfere with what I want to do in Hong Kong. I think that if I wanted to pursue, it's a passion project, essentially. I definitely want to make sure that I get through that, which is more important to me. Thought he might have been standing there.
Oh no, imagine that. There was someone.
It's cute. The most important thing for me is to carry the camera everywhere. You need to put in the steps, need to keep pressing the shutter button, practice exposing, practice framing, practice your composition, practice talking to people if that's what you want to do. If you don't put in the hours, then you probably won't get anything out of it. Second thing is shoot with as many people as you can. Of course, that's not going to be possible for everyone, given where you are or what you like to do. But I've found that shooting with other people, especially those that don't shoot anything like me, e.g. Roman, has taught me a lot. It's changed the way I see things. So I look at things differently. I look for different things. I might look for things that they would look for and point out to them. And it becomes part of my photography too. And then third of all, I guess, just forget everything I've said. I think photography should be whatever you make it for you. I don't think you should worry about what other people say, what other people are doing. Of course, learn from them, but don't take it to heart. As long as you are out there doing what you want to do, you're enjoying it, then that's what's really important.
So, happy?
Yeah, this is what I wanted all day.
I think there's fucking lightning every time I see you. I was like, oh, it's lightning.
That's what I mean. Like,
It's
I'm
you.
not shooting in the rain, but
I know.
it's lightning. That is lightning.
Oh, that was light, was it? Well, you wanted your thunderstorms, you got them.